Wait, do you you're going to school right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are you studying again?
Film and acting.
Okay, so you want to become like
An international actress.
an actress. And as part of this role as an actress,
Yes.
it required you to do a
Yes.
bow. Would you do it?
Yes.
Okay. And it was like if you were getting paid, you would do it?
Damn. Yes.
No,
It's not sexual, so yeah.
well, no, even if your husband or boyfriend wanting it doesn't mean it's sexual.
Okay.
It could just be totally benign. But I guess where my confusion lies when it comes to submissiveness, and this perhaps applies to some of you other women here. So you kind of object to this whole being submissive to your husband thing, but you'll readily be extremely submissive to an employer for money. But let's say this husband of yours, he's prepared to financially provide for you. He wants to make you a stay-at-home wife. You never have to work another day in your life. I would argue he's going to ask far less of you, and he'll be much more respectful of you than your employer will be. Your employer is going to bark orders at you. Be here at this time, wear this, do this job, sit here. You've all traded being submissive to a husband to being submissive to your employer. I find this interesting.
What if you were your own boss? Then you're just submissive to yourself.
Sure, you can be. Yeah, absolutely. But I'm sure you'd agree, most people, man or woman, they're going to work, they're going to have a boss. And even people who are self-employed are beholden to someone in some way, one way or the other.
Submissive to somebody else.
To some degree. In any case, most people are employees.
Well, like even if someone drops something, they're like, "Hey, can you pick that up?" And you go pick it up. Isn't that being submissive?
Well, that's a bit different from what I'm getting at here. But your employer is going to have very strict, okay, arrive at this time. If
Wear
you're
this
late,
outfit.
wear
Talk
this.
to the customers this way.
But if your
Upsell this.
husband is like telling you a couple things, like y'all won't listen. You won't follow his
Who
lead.
is y'all? Because please
Y'all,
don't include
y'all.
me in that.
The greater modern, I'd say most modern women don't want to listen to their husbands.
I disagree. I'm sorry. I love doing stuff with my husband.
Yeah, so for
I
you,
literally
I
love
don't know
it.
what the case is with the dynamics with you and your husband, but a lot of women don't want to be submissive.
Why do you think that is? Do you think it's because men aren't like living up to their roles now
Sure,
as
I mean,
men?
look, I don't.
I think women also aren't living up to their roles as women
I don't think
either.
so at all. Just the opposite, in fact.
I think women are like,
Look,
we're constantly fighting against like the role that we're supposed to have. You know, women are constantly being pushed away from that role. We're told, you know, you're not successful unless you pursue a career, unless you put all of your effort into that, unless you,
Agreed.
you know, you're with a ton of guys. You know, we're fed this lie that this is what we're supposed to do. This is the path that we're supposed to go down. This is what's going to make you happy. When the truth is, it's like, no, what would really make women happy is the role that we have been given, the blessing that we've been given by creating life, being mothers, being, you know, that's what we're
like
supposed
being a
to do.
trad wife.
Yeah.
I
And,
think
I mean-
I agree. I think
hate it.
nowadays, I think hookup culture has taken over.
Oh, yeah.
I think traditional, like women who want traditional families, like traditional lives, as like stay-at-home moms, it's more like a small minority now. I think it's more. I think it's very, very normal for a woman to want to have more dominance in the relationship, or they want, or they want
the men. They want to lead the men.
Yeah,
They want the
yeah.
men to be the submissive ones.
I don't even know if that's true, though. It's like you're still attracted to men who are masculine and dominant and leaders, but the feminist mind virus says, don't follow. So you still
Right.
want the guy to
protect
lead.
me, provide for me, but
Exactly.
But
only when I
also-
want. But
yeah.
also when I
but
want.
when I'm in the mood
When
to
I'm in
be
the mood.
led.
To be led.
And like
When I
it's
feel
just
like it.
like going back to this, the same girl who's going to work like a brutal fast food job, dealing with a boss, barking orders, cleaning. She's going to be cleaning dirty dishes, maybe cleaning the bathroom, dealing with entitled shitty customers for like $15 an hour, $20 an hour. But like if a guy were to come into the picture who's got the money to support her, support a family, and even make sure she never has to work another day in her life, it's like, but she doesn't want to bow. doesn't want to cook, doesn't want to clean, but you'll do all that shit under the corporation.
I don't know who. I actually don't personally know one woman that is actually saying that she doesn't want to do any of that for her husband. Like, I literally don't know one person.
I mean, we've had a lot of women on the show.
TikTok, I actually see a lot of women begging to be one of those women.
Yes,
and it's
of
like because they
course.
want to get back to the older culture, and they don't approve of what's going on with women nowadays, or they don't approve of how women are acting so entitled nowadays. And I completely agree.
millions, though.
Women are completely acting like they own everything.
Yeah.
Like women
Yes.
are the top, the money makers. But look at
generations
who
to
our
get back
influences
to
are.
what it
Like
was.
Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
Like freaking
Yeah.
Kylie Jenner. Like these
Yes.
billionaire women who have unrealistic everything. Like
Yeah.
even down to their
Yeah.
physical bodies.
But
is
why are they
unrealistic.
billionaires?
Right. Well, because they sold the product.
Or
you know,
they're
which was
also
their
be-
self.
like,
But
for
they're also
example,
still
Kim
oppressed.
Kardashian.
They're also
Yes.
still like, I'm oppressed, and
Yes.
it's
Yeah.
the system somehow
Literally.
still rigged against
Yes.
me, and
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
I still can't do everything that men are supposed to do, and it's like, but that's not.
But like that influence is teaching
Yeah.
women in our generation. And then it's like these younger moms that we have now that grew up in a generation is just like they saw all that. Then they had kids. And then like, what do they teach their kids? Because this is all they know right now.
If
Right.
they have kids.
If they have kids.
Well, and then there's all this different advice on how to raise kids. So everyone's raising their kids differently now.
Oh, yeah, there's too many opinions.
Like everyone's
Social
like, oh,
media.
gentle
Social
parenting.
media is
Oh, like
horrible.
whatever parenting. And it's like, can we just parent normally? Like, can
So
we
like,
just
that's a good point. Because my sister doesn't believe in telling her kid no.
What?
She doesn't
that is
believe.
a huge problem.
And she's
Oh my
like,
God.
okay, well, if you, and she's literally like, oh, okay, well, just redirect the way you say no. I'm like, there's only one word for no. It's no. It's not like, maybe can you kindly not do that? No, it's like, no, don't do this because I'm the parent and I told you not to do something.
Would you please not
think-
stick that fork in that light socket?
Guys, please do not put your
Please
hand
don't
up on
do
the
that. You
stove.
might die.
I'm like,
Yeah.
what? Because you're afraid of like this negative of effect it's gonna have on their brains. I'm like, what?
Plus,
Like,
when they're told
I like
no
think-
later on. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I think like now these days, like gentle parenting is taken so out of context because there's a specific way to do it, but people take it so far that there needs to be reprimanded, like
Yeah.
when it's bad behavior.
Yes.
There's a time where you have to be stern and be like, no is no.
Yeah.
Because there's a time, my daughter, she's only 1.5, so basically she's at that terrible twos age, and
How did we get to? I'm sorry. How did we get to this?
We're talking about like trad wives.
Totally
Yeah.
And
derailed.
It's a good conversation. Honestly.
Wait, so okay, really quick, just going back to the vow thing really quick. Then we have a couple chats I got to get through, and then the rest of the
So
notes.
honestly,